Why should I join you to remove Tinubu? Adebayo reacts to Peter Obi's coalition move. So is Peter Obi trying to make a coalition move with SDP because Adebayo is the presidential candidate of SDP in the was the presidential candidate of SDP in the past presidential election in 2023. So, but now I know that currently there are discussions here and there to produce a mega party that will confront APC in 2027, or produce a mega merger that will confront APC and unseat Tinubu by 2027. So I'm sure Peter Obi has been making some rhetorics, but as also Peter Obi has not even agreed to join head with anybody yet, even though there are skeletal discussions that are here and there and have not been, have not coalesced to anything. But let's get into the details to understand Adebayo's perspective and what calling out will be in this publication. So in a compelling interview on Arise TV, Prince Adebayo, the Social Democratic Party SDP presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, responded to news of Peter Obi's agreement to join an opposition coalition by emphasizing the need for substantive policy alignment over mere personality-based opposition. Okay, so you want to be more objective. The SDP chieftain began with a fundamental observation about political opposition. To be against an individual is not an ideological framework, he stated. He then outlined what he considers essential elements of meaningful political collaboration. You must agree on what to do with power, what to do with the constitution, what to do with the rule of law, what to do with public expenditure, public revenue, what are the priorities in government. All those things need to be set out. Reflecting on his experience with current opposition discussion, Adebayo noted, if you don't have agreement on them, I attend some meetings and people discuss how terrible Tinubu is. I have no doubt for sure. However, he immediately challenged this approach, asking rhetorically, but is that what I am going to do my politics on? The former presidential candidate emphasized the need for specific policy agreement. So what I want to get clear is, where do we agree? What is your view on power generation? What is your view on education? He then posed a crucial question about the purpose of political coalitions. So why should I join you to remove Tinubu if that is the only thing you want to do and you are going to continue his policies? Abi? So I understand. So if you are going to continue with, just like Tinubu is continuing Buhari's policies, if you are not going to have specific policies and you are likely going to continue with Tinubu's policies, which we are all criticizing, then why should I join you to remove him? That is the question. Adebayo particularly highlighted education policy as a critical issue, not fund education for God's sake and asking kids to go and take loans to get a degree for which there is no guarantee of jobs and things like that. He concluded with a point critic of age-based opposition without policy substance. Why would I join you to oppose one person who, in my own view, is just too old for the job? And I'm going to bring another person who is even older than the person who is too old for the job as well. Now, wow. So this comprehensive response from the SDP leader comes at a crucial moment in Nigerian opposition politics as various parties consider forming coalitions. His emphasis on policy-based collaboration rather than personality-driven opposition presents a significant challenge to traditional coalition-building approaches in Nigerian politics. Adebayo's analysis suggests that effective political opposition requires more than just united opposition to the incumbent. It demands a coherent alternative vision for governance, complete with specific policy proposals on critical issues like education and power generation. This perspective could significantly influence how opposition parties approach coalition building and political strategy in Nigeria's evolving political landscape. So we can understand what Adebayo is saying here, But the question is, sometimes when they're not in government, they say things the way everybody should perceive it. But the question is, when they enter power, they will do something different. And Adebayo's rhetoric will not be different. Tinubu, we understand when he said he was fighting for politics, we thought by now he would have turned Nigeria to be like Lagos or to be gold. We understand when Buhari was coming in, he came with a corruption fighting mantra. And we thought by now he would have arrested all the previously corrupt politicians in Nigeria. For where his own corruption and corruption in his government became the worst ever in the history of the country. So even Adebayo saying all these things in plain language and making it look real is again not, it's more you look, the less you see. They say these things to buy people's mind, but not exactly what they will do if they get there. Challenging Peter Obi's rhetorics and trying to point out some clear policy making processes that need to be streamlined, some policies that also need to be corrected. These are things that we all know about. Peter Obi himself is not a daft. He knows how to go about some of these policies. He has his own policy blueprint for the country that he's going to use. I think among all of them, he seems to be a bit more prepared, but unfortunately, the hatred for the Southeast will not let them give him space. So now that Adebayo is speaking, Adebayo himself, sometimes you say people from this political region, you need to watch them because what they say is different from what they do. So, but then, all the politicians in Nigeria are barely the same. They say it well when they're not in power, and then when they're in power, they do something different. That is how bad that aspect is as well. Quite unfortunate. So now let me hear people will react to Adebayo's statement. Somebody said, my bruise with this so-called Adebayo was a mention of coalition and Obi was solely associated with it. To put records right, the proponents of the coalition is Atiku, not Obi. Exactly. So why is Adebayo mentioning Obi in this issue? You should know that if they write, talk, or post without Obi's name, no one is interested. Therefore, Obi's name must appear in order to get relevance. Okay, that is another point of view. No Yoruba state will join anyone to remove Tinubu. Exactly. We would not make the mistake of 2023 where we voted for Labour and they would be nothing called obedient in Yoruba land in 2027. Okay, we hear you. Everybody is suffering now. Tribal bygones enjoy the failures of Emiloko. Exactly. Tribal bigotry is a big problem. Bam, well said. You are right. No Igbo person will win any election again in Lagos State. It will never happen again. Okay, we hear you. Is Lagos the only state in the country? Is Lagos an election swinging state? No. Somebody saying empty noise. Go to the streets in Yoruba land and be properly informed. The Yorubas voted Obi against Tinubu even when the latter has not shown them how disastrous he could be. How then will they turn around in 2027 with empty stomach? Their children out of school for lack of school fees. They are graduates without jobs. Yorubas are not fools. Come 2027, they will reject poverty, deprivation, and corrupt leadership. They will vote for whoever can make their lives better. May God keep Obi, Oshibanjo, Jonathan, and Mustafa alive till then. Exactly. So these are key persons, especially Oshibanjo. If Oshibanjo take over from Tinubu, everyone will be happy. I'm telling you, because he will turn things around. Tribal bigotry won't buy you special gari or pay your children's school fees. So na same suffer. Hausa man, they suffer, you go suffer. That's exactly waiting concern me. Oga, you no vote any Labour Party. Stop lying, Agbaya. They turn out to quarrel now. I tell you. So that is what is happening. They've corrected Adebayo here. It's Atiku that is actually seeking coalition, not Obi. But they say they must mention Obi to gain relevance. That is how bad it is. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. As Adebayo is trying to challenge Obi, why should he join him to remove Tinubu in 2027? But the clear thing is that no Southwesterner in Nigeria will join hand to remove Tinubu. They will never want to do it. because it is their turn.